Thursday night football showdown breakdown time. What's up, everyone? Kevin Allen here from DFS Army. I got Bobbywow, aka Bobby Millions, aka Bobby 2 times. Got to get the millions, here with me. And we're taking a look at a Thursday night football showdown between the Dolphins and the. It's almost not a showdown. It's almost a beatdown between the Dolphins and the Bills. Bobbywow.
It certainly seems that way. We got to think Mike McDaniel is going to save face here at some point, right? Maybe not here, but
no, it's not on the road at Buffalo when your team is in implosion mode. Freaking disaster going on in Miami. But maybe what our eyes are seeing is wrong. Maybe Miami's good. I don't know. We'll get into it though. But for this one, we've got the Bills at home, 31-point team total.
Wow.
Massive favored Bills. Miami in full implosion mode. It's not looking good in Miami, Bobbywow. This feels like the game where it just maybe all falls apart, or they wake up and they stop sucking. But I don't think so.
Yeah, it's like everything's shifted, right? Because with Mike McDaniel, remember he used to get away with kind of the weird press conferences and the goofy isms, and it was all cute. He's always cute. He's always, I love the way he talks, and he's so. Now it's kind of flipped on its head, and everyone's annoyed with him and the way he sounds, and that's kind of the state of affairs for the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's when it all goes bad.
Not ideal.
It's like when you're dating a girl. I'll just give another analogy because I'm on the analogy tip. You're dating a girl, right? And in the beginning, and I'm going to say, I'll turn it to the guy, right? The guy, because I don't want to speak badly about a woman ever. So I'm going to speak about, and at first she thinks your quirks are funny and this, and it's cute, and oh, I like it. And then after a while, she's like, ugh, the way you fucking eat, that noise or something else, you get sick of them. You
know what the kids call it? The ick. I think
they
get the ick.
Get the ick. The whole ick thing. I think that you only get the ick from someone you don't like. You never get the ick if you're actually into the person. That's the kids with their sayings. But I don't know. I like Mike McDaniel still. I'm fine with him.
I do too. Yeah. But it just you got that vibe shift, which was interesting to see.
When he started doing the whole Miami thing with the sunglasses, I said, "Uh-oh, wait a second here."
That's what you do.
And the hot girlfriend, you're like, whoa, slow down, Mike McDaniel. Take it easy, buddy. Do some coaching. First. Bobbywow, this is going to be a difficult one. I'm going to bring up the matchup sheet because Buffalo kind of refusing to let us know what's going on at wide receiver for them this year so far. It's really weird, and there's a lot of usage here, and it's super weird. Check this out. I don't even know where to go with this. Khalil Shakir, 50% snap count. Keon Coleman, 50% snap count. Joshua Palmer, 50% snap count. Oh, is that it? Okay, no, wait. There's more. Elijah Moore, 40% snap count. Elijah Moore, he's on the Bills.
Elijah Moore, there's a name.
Where did he come from? And then an extra guy named Tyrell Shavers is in there, not just on the field. No, not just on the field. Getting targets. Tyrell Shavers getting targets.
Tyrell Shavers. Now, we have to ask ourselves, how much of the blowout played into this, right? Because the Jets were getting smoked. Fields was out at, toward the end of the game.
Does it matter? Because there's another blowout happening today.
Josh Allen broke his nose. A lot of weirdness was going on. So
we're in line for another blowout. Whatever happened.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to believe it because this game sets up as a blowout. Potentially. So to me, it's a really weird one. This is going to be one of the more difficult showdowns to kind of get a strong beat on. I think just because, again, that all the pass catchers to make matters worse with Buffalo, when they're winning the game, Bobbywow, in the blowout, they bring in Ray Davis at running back. Okay. Play some Ray Davis. But that doesn't mean that James Cook didn't do a lot of damage before Ray Davis came in.
Correct.
So, and of course, James Cook was part of my, he was part of like the winning lineup that I had, one of the tournament takedowns that I had for last week. That was a good call.
Great call.
Yeah. Play running backs against the Jets. It's not that smart, but yet no one was doing it. So
I think that for me, the Jets, and we'll talk more about this, I think, as we get into it, but the defense just, they stink until proven otherwise at this point.
Yeah,
they've been bad for long enough.
You know who else is bad though? Miami. Their defense is terrible. Their offense is garbage. Jalen Waddle got a Q-tag. I don't even know what his deal is, but we'll continue. Let's go through these usages, Bobbywow, because it's a lot. And by the way, audience members, 89, however many of you guys watching live, let us know. We've reframed the screen here, got a much bigger screen share. We heard your feedback, and so we've set up a larger screen. Can you see it? Let me know. Is it better? Should we do more? But anyway, so yeah, Bobbywow, screen share. So James Cook, it's the same thing. Last week, 46% snap count, and they brought. So what it seems like they do to me, this is what I think is going on, at least so far. And this does not necessarily carry over to Thursday Night Football because the Bills have been a little weird on Thursdays as well with the running back usage in the past. Like James Cook has quite a small history of actually not getting a ton of usage on when it's a Thursday game. It's almost like they want to rest him because he just played on Sunday. So it's like the short rest. They don't even play him that much. Like he doesn't have a long history of getting a lot of touches on Thursdays. It's always lower than usual. And I saw the stat, and I think it's because the team just kind of like, hey, we just played, let's put the other guy in there. But with that being said, Ray Davis has been much more of the like blowout run guy, with Ty Johnson functioning a little bit more as the third down kind of back when they need one / spell the starter a little bit guy.
Yeah. And I think Ty Johnson, like you said, he's going to see the game regardless, right? I think he dropped a touchdown pass, I think, in week 1, in a relatively competitive game. So he's going to see the field no matter what in a limited capacity. But, I think, like you said with Ray Davis, probably not seeing him if the game's at all competitive very much. It'll be, James Cook with some Ty Johnson mixed in.
We can't not play any of them. You have to play all of these guys. Ty Johnson, I don't know the salary. I think it might be super low.
It's not as low as you would like. I'll say that.
I was hoping for like a 600.
And he's more expensive than Ray Davis, which is a little shocking too.
Well, oh man, really? I was hoping for a 600.
You're not getting a 600.
Oh man. All right. Well, maybe I get a 600.
He's in the 4. He's 4,200.
What?
Ray Davis is above 3K. He's 3,200.
Oh my goodness. At least Tyrell Shavers has got to be a 200. No?
I don't think he's been priced either. I think he's 1K or 1,200. It's crazy.
Right. Well, it could be worse. So, that pretty much covers the Bills.
Although I'm on FanDuel, so I guess.
Well, we'll take a look
to Ben Price.
Yeah, we'll take a look at DraftKings. Kincaid and Dawson Knox evenly splitting the touches and both getting targets. But Kincaid's targets are definitely going to be the better targets more often than not, because Knox is out there kind of molasses-footed, running around 3 steps. The feet move 3 steps. He only takes 1 step of movement kind of stuff. He's not exactly a swift runner out there. More of a goon.
Not a swift runner, but a guy that can get targeted near the red zone as well. So got to pay attention.
Yeah. And then, of course, at the very bottom, Elijah Moore, I don't know. I think he's basically stepped into like what they were trying to do with Curtis Samuel. He might be a better version of Curtis Samuel.
Talent-wise, yeah. I still crazy that he never worked out with the Jets and the Browns. Not as crazy with the Browns, but
not as crazy.
Here we are.
Not that crazy. But, hey, Elijah Moore up until this point in his career has been more of like a trick play guy. We'll see if that turns around. I think it's very important. So let's shift gears and take a look at Miami. And let's not think that Miami is that simple to understand either. There's definitely some things going on here that we're going to have to dive into. So right off the bat, Achane has been getting all of the snaps. Jalen Wright has been hurt. He is coming back for this week. So he's coming off injury. But HN, even while Miami's getting blown out, has been on the field for 92% of the snaps, and he has a 31% target share thus far, meaning effectively they are throwing to him like a wide receiver. There is
right off the rip, would you say HN is the best play on the Dolphins, far and away, like no question about it?
This and every week. No matter what unless Tua's out, even with Tua out, he would still be the best play of a crappy group that you wouldn't want anything else from. But this week for sure, and every week, he's the best play on that team. There is some thought, Bobbywow, that they're going to line him up as a wide receiver a little bit more, maybe bring in Jalen Wright as like more of a traditional running back on some plays and line up HN wide, which makes no difference to me. He already operates kind of like a wide receiver. The only thing that means is you'll maybe get a little more Jalen Wright in this game than you might have thought.
Yeah. And I know they talked about Jalen Wright using him to the goal line as well. And now you got to get to the goal line for that to play out. So I'm not as concerned about that either. But like you said, he will be maybe more of that traditional running back role. That doesn't take away from HN though.
Yeah. Ollie Gordon barely played. And I just want to say this about Ollie Gordon. He was the hipster, like fantasy football, sexy, stupid pick of 2025. That has not worked out.
The best ball darling.
Not really the best ball. It was more like fantasy football hipsters.
Okay.
Hipster. Like your bearded hipster fantasy football tout pundit guy who's doing a video. We're going to take Ollie Gordon.
I didn't even know those existed.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Fantasy football hipsters. Oh, yeah. That's a big
kind of like that kid on campus that brings the guitar everywhere. That's what that reminds me of.
They popped up. The hipster crew popped up like 12 years ago. And even though they've aged out of being hipsters in the sense that that's not even a thing anymore, they're still doing it. It's like when you get stuck with a hairstyle like in college and you just keep it for your whole life, even though, no one's rocking that do anymore. So yeah, hipster pick. Ollie Gordon has not done anything to start the season. Jalen Wright back in, so you can drop him in your fantasy football league at this point. Scrolling down here, so tight end, virtually untargeted on this team.
Can you name, without looking, can you name me the TE1 for the Dolphins?
No, I'm looking now and I see who it is. It's apparently maybe Julian Hill.
Yes.
So Darren Waller predictably, well, this team was stupid. Darren Waller predictably is hurt all the time. He will never play a snap for this team, by the way. It's just not going to happen.
Was there anyone on the planet that looked at the trade of Jonnu Smith and thought it was all a win for the Dolphins? Like that to me is just the most blatantly obvious, horrible downgrade ever. I think it's part of why they're struggling so much now.
It might be the hubris of the Dolphins to trade away Jonnu Smith, who was getting 10 targets a game. 8 targets was an important part of the offense, and to replace it with Waller, who hasn't played football in years, and when he did was hurt all the time.
Crazy,
game.
Man.
We got to get into the theory of this game and what it's going to come down to in a minute here. But it's not the kind of game where I would expect a whole lot of. Basically, it's the kind of game where we want to play Bills defense and a kicker, and a whole lot of these Dolphins are probably not going to be in the tournament winner.
Yeah, maybe.
Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, 82%, 85% snap count. I thought Nick Westbrook-Akine was going to be the WR3 for this team. As it turns out, it appears to be Malik Washington.
Correct.
Who, he's snapping in at 70% snap count, 61%.
He's the clear WR3. For once, they have a clear WR3. Yep.
He's getting targets, right? So, and they run the football. They let him run with the football a couple times. You see the target count, 6%. So it's going, Akine is also getting targeted. We can't ignore him, but 22% and 20%. So effectively 20% each for Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, even target shares. HN at 31% is the clear do-it-all guy for this offense. And then Westbrook Akine, a 10% target share last week and on the season. Malik Washington, 6%. So out there a little bit more, but not seeing as many targets. And there's even a target that happened for D. Eskridge.
D. Eskridge. Look at that. There's another name, man.
I don't know that he's ever caught a pass.
Seattle Seahawks. Maybe a hipster pick of the Seahawks a couple years ago. I don't know.
It's like a turd play that just is it's just a showdown turd that we remember the name of. That's all that is. Did I forget anything? No. Yeah. So I don't think these tight ends are particularly relevant. Let's see.
Julian Hill, who their tight end one, has not. I don't even think he's been targeted yet this season. He certainly hasn't caught a pass.
Neither Julian Hill and Tanner Connor have not caught a pass.
They have been targeted, I see. Okay, once or twice, but they have not caught a pass.
Yeah, so not, it's not very exciting what I'm seeing here in terms of the tight ends on Miami. And it's not very turdly. Miami, you know where they're going with the football. So at least this side gives us some consistency. Now, let's bring up the domination station, Bobbywow. And before I show it, who do you think? I think I know, but who do you think the highest owned captain is going to be?
It's going to be Josh Allen by far.
Right? It's got to be Josh Allen. Yeah, I would agree. But number two, give me number two before I scroll down.
I'm gonna say Achane.
Yeah, I think so too. So that would be my guess as well. Let's see the reality. Sort by projected ownership. And guys, this is the tools that we have. This is the domination station, the DFS Army optimizer. It's how we're building our lineups for these showdowns, how we attack 150 lineups at the click of a button, and how we're able to attack that pocket mini championship thing, those penny games that they have on DraftKings. 105.
Those are up, by the way.
What's
they
that?
posted them. They posted them for this week. So
I already reserved them all. Yeah,
of course.
already reserved. I want some showdown pocket minis also.
They have they have a pocket, but I think it's a $3 for this Thursday.
No, that's a regular mini max. That's not a pocket.
But it's for like a pocket.
Oh, I got to get in on
type
that
of ticket. Yeah.
No, the Pocket Cup is a football. It's basically a big tournament that they have at the end of for the Super Bowl. It's a Super Bowl showdown, and you got to win a ticket to get into it. And you know what I discovered
20 minutes ago? They have a pocket for baseball. There's a 10-cent contest for baseball tonight.
Uppers lad's been the guys have been chasing that all year. Uppers got a couple of them. I don't think it's worth as much. Makes sense. No, I was able to do it. Well, we generate, so the optimizer does 600. I was able to do it. And I did not repeat one lineup. I got, last week I did 1,200, all unique. No problem. Just run it.
Wait, hold on. You ran 12. Okay, I was going to say.
No, I ran it 1,600.
And you took down a pocket ticket. You took down two.
Two of them. I got 2 entries so far. Oh, I'll have more before the season's through. I plan to have like 10 or 15 of them. I want to have a real chance of taking down that Super Bowl contest.
I don't doubt it. That's so awesome. Okay, anyway.
So Josh Allen, 30%, understandable.
Yeah.
Then Achane, 15%, also understandable. But from here, it gets interesting. So we got Tyreek Hill, mildly understandable. Sure, why not? James Cook there, and then it gets like now we're getting into territory where I'm not down. Khalil Shakir, nah.
He's been non-existent so far.
I'm saying no to it. Oh, Ben Davis.
He's never really been a ceiling guy, has he?
It's just the ticket. You win $300 and a ticket worth $700. That's the $1,000 at the top of that contest. Technically, they give you $300 right away when you win, and your ticket's value is about $700 after the $1,000. So Khalil Shakir, I don't see the upside there.
I don't either. The upside is his price. He's way cheaper, than any other WR1, WR2 on the list. Not even way cheaper.
Waddle, okay. I mean, if Miami's being competitive here, it's probably still Achane doing most of the work, but
they need Tyreek Hill to have a decent game. If they're going to be competitive at all, it's going to be because Tyreek Hill is having a vintage turn back the clock game. That's really the only shot in my eyes.
Yeah. This is not an easy pathway. I'm going to basically, for me and my game, I'm just going to be unfriending most of these people as captains. I don't want none of this. And Bill's defense, I'm going to leave in there.
You could probably leave Malik Washington in a blowout.
As a captain.
He's like to me, he's the Trent Sherfield type.
Really?
I mean, look, if you're playing a 10-cent contest, you're running out 150 lineups. Yeah, I'm gonna have 5 or 6 with him. But I get why I'm checking.
Palmer's a no. Kincaid's a no. Tua's a no. I'm even taking out K-Shack. I could, kicker, no. Yeah, I mean, Mr. 5 Cent is kind of saying it the right way. You probably only need the 2.
Yeah, yes, but also you're probably, I don't know, it's gonna be tough to take down a Millie with one of those 2 guys at captain as well.
I mean, that's certainly for cashing.
Yes,
and I would go, that's certainly for cashing. All right, let's take a look at the flex. So, and by the way, so let me continue here for a second. So, Josh Allen, captain. Do we feel any need at all to stack him?
No. I'm not forcing it. I think most lineups will have a pass catcher in there, but I'm not going to force a stack.
I was just hoping natural. This slate actually brings up an interesting feature that we have on the domination station that we have not busted out with. We haven't even discussed this all season so far because it hasn't really been relevant. But we have on the tool itself the ability to create intense domination stacks. So like 5-1, 4-2 Buffalo, Miami type stacks. Do you think, is that in play here? It has to be, right? Massive favorite.
It's in play. It's in play, but with a cautionary tale. I think these types of combinations, these different stack, combos in terms of like having, X amount for a team and X amount, it isn't necessarily fully tied to the projected score. I think it's also salary related. So like if we had a bunch of Dolphins guys that were cheap, then I don't think it's in play as much. I don't think we have that here though. I think the Dolphins, Tyreek, HN, Waddle, all those guys are relatively expensive still. So yes, long story short, I do think it's in play here.
All right. Yeah. So here I would definitely, so the way this tool works for anybody who has access to it, this is a forced min. That's why it says minimum exposure. So like, let's say I want to force some 5-1 Miami stacks, like 20%. I want to make sure 20% are 5-1 Buffalo, meaning 5 players from Buffalo, only 1 Miami. I'm just going to hit a forced min of 20% there. And that will achieve what we're looking for in just forcing 20% of the lineups that I run here. And I do think 5-1 Buffalo, or at worst 4-2, are certainly in play in this game setup. Now, with all that being said, Bobbywow, is there, obviously, this is the NFL. You never know what's going to happen. Weird shit, crazy shit happens. Crazy shit like Miami on the road as a 13-point underdog, somehow beating the Bills.
Yeah, and here's the thing about DFS is that could happen, but they don't even have to beat the Bills necessarily. They don't have to be like crazy close even for like a 3-3 stack or for Miami guys to score really well. In fact, sometimes being in chase mode all game is kind of like paves the way to high scoring games for some of these Dolphins players. So yeah, crazy stuff happens. It's one game.
Never know. But that being said, there's a lot of history of heavy underdogs and the way that these games do play out where defenses from the favorite are very much in play. Favored kicker versus underdog kicker. We want to nerf the underdog kicker. If you're playing from behind, a lot of times you're not able to go for field goals. Got to go for it. So it doesn't set up as well when it's not a close game for, 6, the 5 field goals or 4 that we're looking for from a field goal kicker in order to deliver value against their current, not that low salary, like the 2025 salary for kickers, which is higher than the 2022 and 23 and 24 versions of kicker salaries. Let's take a look at the ownerships here in the flex. Oh my gosh, Matt Prater, Buffalo kicker, very high owned. So there it is. So this is kind of setting up very low owned Tua, Bobbywow, 30%. That's almost as low as you're ever going to see on a quarterback. Tyreek at 30, Keon Coleman there. So no, I'm not really seeing any crazy. Oh, Jeff Wilson Jr., that's a mistake. Just whatever this Jeff Wilson Jr. is, you just apply that to what's his name? Jalen Wright. It's just it's just the wrong guy. And then because this was before Wright was announced as being in. Malik Washington, 18%, decent prop.
Kincaid's cheap. I like his price there, 5,400.
Yeah, doable. Let me actually sort by prop projection and see if anybody pops at all.
Let me ask you this while you're getting that sorted out. What is the most likely path to a Josh Allen non-captain nuts? Like, what has to happen for him to not be the nuts captain play?
James Cook, 3 touchdowns.
And that, not much else outside of that, right?
Bills defense scores a touchdown in that version. Or James Cook 2, Ray Davis 1.
Okay.
Buffalo defense gets a touchdown, pick 6. And it's just a chill, relaxed, I don't need to do that much. Just like, we've seen with Josh Allen at times. You never know. We've seen him win big, and they put up an 11. He gets an 11 because the running back does all the work. Like last week, by the way, against the Jets in a blowout. It literally just happened last week, Bobbywow. They destroyed the Jets, and Josh Allen was not needed. So look at the return. So this just happened last week, right? Complete blowout, 30-10. Could you not see a repeat? He only threw a couple times, didn't have to do much, ran a little bit, but didn't run in for the touchdown, and ended up with James Cook getting a couple touchdowns. I don't even know where the other touchdowns came from, to be honest. How the hell? An end around to Elijah Moore. Okay.
He did break his nose, right? So he went out for a little bit. Not very long. Mitch Trubisky came in, threw a couple passes.
But that was not what happened here. What happened was, that wasn't the reason.
You're absolutely right. And we saw the same scenario play out a couple times last season too with James Cook, where he got the ball near the goal line and it wasn't Allen sneaking it in, and Cook smashed and not Allen. My question is, do you think they play it a little bit safe with the broken nose? Like, is Josh Allen maybe not running as much, or is he not making as risky of plays, or is that just a non-factor here?
Yeah. I think the nose was a non-factor.
Okay.
But I do think that the chat has a point here, guys. I was saying this at the onset, and the chat is agreeing. So this is not known. The Bills have a tendency on a short week not to really want to overfeed. We saw this once before. I've seen this with teams on Thursday Night Football. It's like a phenomenon of Thursday Night Football where they don't really want to feed the running back as much as they normally do short week. So I think we're going to get more of Ty Johnson. I think it's Ty Johnson and Ray Davis. I think we're going to get more of those guys on the slate than we normally do. That could be the trick to the slate.
To me, that, if anything, that just boosts Josh Allen. It just boosts his likelihood of being the nuts. But yeah, maybe.
I could also see Achane just getting there on sheer volume.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So he's wearing a visor this week. Oh, is that what he's doing? What happened to Cook? Why would you wear a visor if you broke your nose?
Josh Allen.
What'd I say?
A Cook.
What happened to him? I mean, like, he's wearing a visor? Or I
don't even know. I think it just kind of protects anything from getting in, like, poking through and smacking his nose.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Dude, visor Allen might be even better than normal Allen. Jeez.
Like, I hope he's wearing badass Allen.
Yes.
RoboCop Allen. You know what I mean? Like the visor. Allen averages 25 against mine. Yeah, I mean, Allen's awesome. We know Josh Allen's the man, right? He's awesome. It's the question of, and so he's going to be massively owned. You could probably have him in most of your lineups. It just doesn't always need to be the captain. The other thing I'm thinking here is, Bobbywow, as we put a lineup together, you might not have to spend that much. Like, a lot of these guys are not priced up that high outside of like Achane and Josh Allen. I don't really feel like I need to play Tua on the road. If I didn't get Tyreek Hill in my lineup, I'm not crying about it. Waddle and Hill about the same price here. And then all the guys tied to Josh Allen are much lower in price. I'm just scrolling down to see if we got any kind of, any $200 type turd that, Shavers, baby. There it is. There is everything I needed to see here, Bobbywow.
Shavers, and the running backs are much cheaper on DraftKings. Like you've got Ty Johnson, I think is like 1,600.
Yeah. Affordability.
He's in play.
Elijah Moore, 36. That's expensive. But Jalen Wright will be in the game.
Malik Washington is the guy in the 3K range that I'd probably have some exposure to as well.
And Ty Johnson at 1,600. There it is. So it looks like our salary savers, our main salary savers, you got Ray Davis here, Ty Johnson, Shavers, if you want to go all the way down to 200. Malik Washington, acceptable at 3,200.
And these guys are much higher owned than you typically see on a Showdown slate. And that is because to fit Josh Allen in a captain, you have to pay down to multiple spots. Yeah. We typically don't see multiple 3K guys pushing 20%. That's kind of the game you play in tournaments is, can you make a case where Josh Allen doesn't make captain? And it is more of a balanced approach across the board, not a kind of stars and scrubs approach with Josh Allen.
There aren't even that many stars. If you just skip, Cook pretty much and Reek and these guys.
Well, those are the two. Yeah, I mean, those are the 2 stars right there.
But you can get the Shavers, and then you can get one of them in there. I could still.
Okay, well, Shavers though. Let's look. He's cheap, but
pump the brakes on
Shavers.
Put
up points. Yeah, he's not a lock to put up points by any means. But I do like it. In terms of a turd.
Yeah. He got 2 targets.
He scored a grand total of 0 points this season.
He hasn't caught anything yet, but he did get targeted. That was probably in garbage time, by the way. And again, yes. I kind of think we'll have garbage time today. So that's why I'm not that against it. I'm just looking for other names that have scored a point here. Westbrook, Akina, Knox. Yeah, Knox got the targets too, but he just doesn't do anything. With the 5 targets last week, but only 4 fantasy points, and it's 2,400. It's not that cheap. I'd rather go with Davis. I think we have to assume blowout could happen. I think Ray Davis is a real player in this game potentially.
And I would say the same about Jalen Wright. I think he will go way under-owned. Not that you need 50% of him, but he's a really intriguing play here. A young guy that the Dolphins have been excited about coming into this season, finally back.
Yeah,
I think he could see a legit run.
Yeah, but in fairness, he's looked terrible every time he's given a shot. But that means nothing to me.
Right?
Does not matter.
When you're in this mode that the Dolphins are in,
yeah,
you are dying for a spark, and you are going to ride a spark. So if Jalen Wright breaks off a big play, or if we see one of these guys make a play, that Mike McDaniel is going to cling on to that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, and plus, like I said, there's a lot of buzz about them wanting to mix in Wright and have Achane function a little bit as a wide receiver. Maybe they're doing something over there. Maybe that buzz is not just, fan speculation. Maybe it's real. And it's, I hear it enough. And now it's coming in the chat that I think it's a real thing. So I like it. I don't mind playing some Jalen Wright here. You can play as much of these turds as you want. Like when you put 2 turds in the lineup, even with Josh Allen and Achane in there, I could do anything else.
That's
with the rest
turds.
Of the lineup.
That was 3 turds. Yeah.
No, I'm taking the 3rd out, and there's still I can do whatever I want. I could get my kicker. Oh, Bills defense that's expensive. But Bills defense got to get them in there. Now I can move Tua, Keon, whatever you want. Get to Tyreek Hill if I so this is a very flexible start. You could flip it around. Go Achane up top instead, and just get crazy weird with Achane instead of, it's not even that weird, but Achane instead of Josh Allen. Last spot, whoever you want. Tyreek. I don't love Tyreek Hill at all. I mean, it's not.
It does feel like though, if someone is going to, take down the Millie for you, not that he's going under-owned, but I think it's Hill. If someone breaks this slate, it's going to be Tyreek Hill.
How about Tyreek Hill as a captain? No one's going to play.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I could see it. So it's worth a shot. Everything's worth a shot on a slate like this. And again, affordability is there. There's a lot of turds to sift through.
A lot of sifting through turds. Yeah, and I will say this too, worth mentioning. Tua this season's been bad, but overall he does a relatively good job of taking care of the football. which makes me like the Bills just a hair less than I normally would. Because Tua's been, pretty darn good at limiting the interceptions, limiting the turnovers. So now they look horrible this year. Maybe that's different, but
it's tough going on the road after a beatdown at your house.
It is. I hate paying for a chalky defense on a showdown. I just hate it.
Yeah.
It's the right play.
And by the way, I'll have some, but I don't know if I'm putting that in my cash game either. I don't know that I'm going there. I'd rather play the kicker from the Bills in like a cashy lineup. Give me Matt Prater if I'm going to, and that's an expensive kicker price too, by the way, $5K. That is a crazy high price for a kicker, but it
for
is
65-year-old Matt Prater too, nonetheless.
You know what? Didn't the Jets roll out they're
Falcons?
Yeah, the kickers now are just getting older and older. That's all I can say. 1,200 left over with this approach. Again, I can go back to Josh Allen as captain, and it will still work. So yeah, there it is. So if you're willing to
keep in mind though, Ray Davis and Wright are they're bums. Okay, in the grand scheme of things, they're bums. So we just got to be careful.
It's super easy to flip them out for other turds. So you do one like that, get a Kine in there, get Elijah Moore in there. All right, less turdly. You know what I'm saying? This is a very comfortable starting point. I can get Ty Johnson, Elijah Moore. Might like that one a little bit more.
I do like that. That's intriguing. I think there's a lot to massage here in the DS too. Like I love in a game like this, I love really kind of playing with the sim boost. And also, for example, if Jalen Wright is in the lineup, I might go as far as eliminating Tua from those lineups, because if Jalen Wright is scoring touchdowns or even a touchdown, chances are Tua's not, he's not getting there. And also like guys like Westbrook Akine, right? Akine is an end zone target. If he's scoring enough to be in the Nuts lineup, it's because he's catching a touchdown pass from Tua. So I'm going to, boost, obviously, will be part of the stacks, but things like that. I think you want to pay close attention in a game like this one to the way you're sim boosting.
Yeah. Sim boost is, of course, in the domination station, how we get the projections to simulate real game action. If someone's in a lineup, then you can increase projections for others. So standard sim boost for a game like this. Normally, I actually would separate it for Tua and Josh Allen. Josh Allen doesn't need a boost all that much. He gets a little. Actually, it doesn't really matter, but it would be increased projection for wide receivers by 10 or 15%. I usually do 15%.
I decrease more with Allen than I increase. I'll decrease exposure to Ray Davis and James Cook with Josh Allen. So it's more decrease than increase for me.
Yeah. So it could be with Allen and Cook, it could be if Josh Allen decrease RB, same team, 15%, and just have a simple rule like that.
Exactly.
And it won't negate them from ever being in a lineup together, but it will decrease the likelihood that they're in a lineup together. Eliminate TIA. What does that mean?
Trans-ischemic attack? I don't know.
Eliminate TIA. I don't know. I'm lost from that one, Mr. 5 cents.
Tua?
So,
I'm thinking Tua.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Tua.
I think he's thinking Tua, yeah.
Yeah, he's just no Tua at all. You could do that too. If you think in the Bills' complete domination game script, you don't want Tua. In that 5-1, I don't want any Tua in that. If Tua's in lineup, actually, I'll have a rule that he must be with a pass catcher, flex or captain. That's another thing. Tua will not
included,
run.
Of course.
Yeah, what's that?
HN included, yes. Of course.
So here's another rule to make for this one. If you're going to put Tua in any lineup, he should never be in a lineup without, if Tua, I'm going to go by name, right? QB Tua is in captain. This is already an automatic rule, no less than one wide receiver.
If it's captain, it's Tua with Tua for me. He's the one guy maybe that I am committed to Tua with Tua.
Actually, I'll include the running back though.
Yep, exactly.
So no less than 2. And then with Josh Allen, I'm going to uncheck the universal rule because I actually don't care if I'm not going to force it with Josh Allen. But here's the second part of this rule. If Tua is in the flex, I almost think I also want to.
No. Don't force that.
I don't know, Bobbywow. How's he getting more than 12, 13 points without two guys?
He sneaks one in from the goal line, and then he throws a touchdown pass to Tyreek and Waddle. There's far more ways for that to happen.
For you. Only for you. I'm doing that. Waddle right now, I don't know if he's healthy. He's got a Q tag. We got to see if he's going to play. If he does play, I think you have to respect Waddle. But I think, Tyreek
His price is awfully close to Tyreek's now, too. I know he's been better, but man, Tyreek's ceiling is still pretty dang big, even against the Bills. We haven't seen it in a while, but not the craziest thing if Tyreek Hill all of a sudden decides to have a big game again.
Yeah,
on a showdown.
Yeah, it could be. But you know what? It seems like so chalk to think that way.
I don't know. I think he's yeah. It's a tournament approach. I think he'll be underowned just because of his price tag. And everyone loves HN and everyone wants to play all the Bills.
Yeah, I think like the chalk approach is definitely what I'm thinking, which is Bills domination. The problem is, again, the Bills don't have a lot of pieces that you're interested in using outside of Josh Allen. So even with all that's going on, like you're kind of like, I don't care. I want to play some pieces for Miami because what am I going to do? Build a whole lineup with Shakir and those turds. Hill and Waddle both risky. He tried to have a good game. Tua overthrew him. Tua. I thought Tua got hurt, is what I thought, and I see he's got the Q tag now. So, but he had a pretty decent game. Can't complain too much. Let's see if there's any other ownership turds that are low that we might be interested in before we move on to FanDuel, or we'll build a lineup here. Actually, I built one already, and I like it. Jackson Hawes. No, don't need it. Don't need the savings.
Jackson Hawes, come on.
Yeah, it's a no. It's a no for me, dog. Yeah, uncheck Ollie Gordon.
I mean, despite Tua missing Tyreek multiple times deep, he still put up his first 100-yard game in a while, which is not worth nothing.
It's worth a shot with Hill. It's definitely worth it. Hill just had reputation alone. It's worth a shot with Hill as a captain. Yeah, and I don't know that Wilson. The problem is if Tua gets hurt and Wilson comes in, is Wilson really going to put up a score? That it was worth playing him. Are we limiting to one of Kincaid and Knox? Bobby Wow, I'll leave that to you. I'm leaning no. I don't think
probably not, but only because I'm only going to have a sprinkling of Knox anyway. They're not going to end up in the same lineup together.
And if they did, they do. I don't think one is eating from the other. They just kind of not good. In other words, when they're both out there, neither one does that well, but it's not like they eat from each other to the point where one does something that means the other one wouldn't. I could see them both scoring a touchdown in a game, although super unlikely. Just because it's unlikely for either of them to score a touchdown. And when you put that possibility together, it just becomes less likely. All right, so we built a kind of a interesting initial crazy lineup here, but it's not that crazy. You got
one quick question before we forget here. One guy we haven't talked about at all. Do you have any interest in Josh Palmer?
Yeah, I mean, to the extent of he's 4,600 and he'll get a few targets, and he could definitely get a touchdown.
He had 9 targets in week 1.
That was when Keon Coleman had a big week 1 also.
He did?
Yeah. And then he disappeared. So 11 targets week 1. Palmer was getting targeted. He's not a very good player, but his quarterback is Josh Allen. Yeah, I'm interested. 4,800, why not? Do I think it's going to be a great situation? No.
That's someone you'll mix in at the flex. Okay.
Yeah. He's not. I'm not using him as a captain. He's not that kind of player. But okay, yeah. Put in the flex with just throw it in the mix with all the turds and mix it up. Put it in the soup. Mix it. Ladle it. Throw it in Opto. See what happens.
Love it.
All right, let's talk a little FanDuel, the golden duel, as they call it here. And Bobby Wow is a FanDuel man. do the FanDuel cheat sheets for DFS
Got some
Army.
fun plays up there already for this weekend.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Josh Allen. See, there is opportunity, but it's tough. Josh Allen coming in at 42% captain. Understandable. Or MVP on FanDuel. Price jacked up like crazy.
That's the thing. The new format makes it just interesting enough to where you can make a case for non-MVP lineups.
I mean, yeah, is there a version that, but I found that it's usually not going to be very profitable to play a 50% owned captain no matter what happens.
Yes.
It's generally not going to be a very profitable win, even if you win it.
I mean, James Cook off the bat is intriguing at 10%, right? We said really the only path, or the most likely path to a Josh Allen, non-massive score is James Cook, finding the end zone multiple times. That's certainly a possible scenario.
It would have to happen in order for this to work out. But yeah, Cook significantly less expensive. Achane is up there too. Achane could put up a giant score, even in a loss.
He could.
Less
PPR, it's a little harder on FanDuel for him.
Yeah. Less likely. He would, after that, I don't really see. I think if Tua is having a good game, Josh Allen's probably having a better game. I don't see any reason, much better game. So I don't see a whole lot of reason to favor Tua over Josh Allen.
Definitely not over, no. Some notable price differences, though, relative to DraftKings. You've got a major discount from Hill to Waddle here.
Yeah.
That's big time. Keon Coleman's cheaper than K-Shack, which is interesting.
Yeah, and the rest of these guys are just not. So I'm just going to uncheck anybody who's really not a viable captain at all. Ray Davis? Oh my gosh, if that happened. Kickers, Malik, no. Palmer, no. Bills defense, maybe. Most of these are not viable.
Waddle seems too cheap on FanDuel. He's priced with Keon Coleman. That's kind of shocking.
Yeah. Let's jump over to, with Josh Allen, again, I don't feel the absolute need to make sure he's stacked with a wide receiver, but I'm not against it. It'll happen on its own. I can
even
see
less so on FanDuel.
What's that?
Because even less so for me on FanDuel, is it important to stack? On DraftKings, you got K-Shack, for example, is 5K. He doesn't have to catch a touchdown to be in the nuts line and the flex. He could catch 8 passes. And we've seen that happen before. FanDuel, Keon's got to catch a touchdown at that price. K-Shack's got to catch a touchdown at that price, I think.
I'm going to address this question from Grayson Kale here because it's actually a really important question. If you're going to play DFS, this is a really important question. You should not build lineups for these showdowns that are going to be like a dupe. So if you're building the kind of lineup that feels like you're chalk everywhere, that's okay. That's not a bad thing to do. Build what I call my smart, well thought through lineup, which will never win a giant tournament. It just won't. And if it did, it would be with, 500 other people. You don't want to put that in the big contest, but take that lineup and put it in a 50 person or 300 person, a much, much smaller tournament or a multiplier, a 10X, something like that, where you don't have to find you don't have to be on, the random turd when they go off. You didn't need to have Tyrell Shavers in there. No one else had him to. And if he gets remember last on Monday, when at the beginning of the slate, some turds were popping for touchdowns, you're like, who is it? And it's
Ryan,
the backup
Paul,
tight end.
Ryan, whatever.
Who was it? Yeah, it was the backup tight Ryan Miller. Who was Ryan Miller?
And he didn't even end up in the nuts.
He didn't even end up, but for a minute we thought we were dead. But then those guys are not played in small contests. So if you're not the mindset that I want to pluck a turd, I want to try to win by, putting somebody who is clearly not a good play. I want to put Ray Davis in my lineup where I'm definitely not playing this guy in my fantasy football league lineup, in my regular fantasy football. No, I don't want anything to do with that guy. But if you're not willing to do that, you just play smaller contests. That approach will not win these giant tournaments. Just won't. So if the mindset has to be attuned to how many people are making lineups and also aware that I've tied in these showdowns, and tying sucks. Like when you're in a tie with 50 people or 100 people, yeah, it's better at the end, but make a couple $100 on that one entry. So if I put 150 entries in a $3 contest and I tie with a bunch of people and I get $220 to first, which is like how it works out, you're like, oh, well, at least you won 220. No, I didn't, because I paid, if I'm in for 300, I paid $450 to enter the contest with 150 lineups. And so I didn't get my money back, even for winning. There's times when you don't even get your money back from the contest, even when you finish in first. So you got to play for the win, and you got to build unique lineups that won't dupe with, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other people, so that when you do finally win, and you're not going to win all the time, when you do finally win one, it pays off for all the other times when you don't win.
Yep. You've likened it to a lottery ticket before. If you want to play in that big contest with the big prize, you got to think of the lineups as lottery tickets. Most likely that money's getting thrown away.
Mr. 5 Cent likes backup running back and Miami kicker is an interesting. Okay.
I don't know if it's hearing you talk about him, but the backup running back for Miami is really, he has me intrigued right now. Big time.
Right. Okay.
Jalen Wright. Yeah.
Interesting. How about listen, Achane could get banged up too, and then it just goes nuts.
True. I think both of them could end up in the optimal just because Wright's so cheap. But
yeah, I'm not going to
also score. He could also get hurt the first play and score 0. So
that's the other thing. I'm not going to fade Jalen Wright specifically with Achane.
Definitely not. Not on this type of game.
Totally fine. There's no worries about pairing them up. Nothing like that is an issue at all. So I'm definitely not fading that. Let's jump over to FanDuel and see if we can build up a FanDuel entry here and see what it kind of feels like. $4,000 single entry. Should I do that one?
Never. Want to go kind of cashy here again?
Yeah. I want to
find a $5 single entry or something.
I want to scroll down and like something. Yeah, here we go. And by the way, I was just giving you an idea. Like when I want to build a smart, well-constructed lineup with the right people in the right places, this is what I'm entering, like 150 entrants, a contest that's really small. Because then if you kind of hit, you can win. You can win the whole thing. So if you're starting with Josh Allen at MVP as the chalk way of doing it, give me Achane. Where am I going from here, Bobbywow?
Oh man. You got to find someone cheap. Who's your cheapie that you're plugging in? Is it Malik Washington?
I like Elijah Moore. We got Jalen Wright down there, Malik Washington. I definitely prefer the ones from Buffalo a little bit. Not Shavers. That's too soft on a FanDuel contest.
That's too crazy.
Jalen Wright, 3K. Ray Davis, 3,200.
For me, I think it's Palmer or Washington probably just for the first cheapie.
That ain't giving me a.
I don't love Ray Davis in there with Josh Allen at MVP. It certainly could happen, but I don't. Ray Davis is taking a touchdown away from Allen for sure.
I feel like he scores. He's getting a touchdown tonight. I feel Ty Johnson then. I feel it in my bones.
He's not even that cheap though. He's more expensive than Malik Washington. More expensive than Elijah Moore.
Blowout Davis.
Okay.
But now I don't feel good about this in this $50 contest. So that's a whole other thing. You might not see me click the button on this one. But so if you go, Achane, Ray Davis, 7,700 left. Kicker, Buffalo kicker. Where's Bill's defense? Josh Palmer. And you keep mentioning Palmer, but he stinks, man.
His prop projects. His prop is better than Kincaid, who's more expensive, significantly more expensive. 7-point prop projection is solid for him. So I think he's good as the other value piece. Why not?
That's fair. I like Keon Coleman, maybe bounce back game here. 89.50. Let's see. Is there anybody else up top that we feel like if you get to
Waddle? Waddle's pretty cheap. I kind of like going Waddle here.
Yeah, it's
for the
this
Dolphins.
Leaves you in the weird place, like a Keon Coleman or Buffalo defense kind of.
So I would take Ray Davis out and then put someone else in then and play with those last two spots. But you like Davis, so Stick
I
with your
kind of
gut
like
on that
Davis. I think Davis will do well in a blowout run, but I mean, you got Jalen Wright down here. I just don't like Miami running back in this game anyway. Even if he gets in the game and he plays a lot, I just think they're the underdog. I want to play favored running backs
because he's still got to score.
Yeah,
Jalen Wright.
I think I would do it like this: Buffalo Onslaught. Yeah, here's my Buffalo Onslaught with the run at the end of Ray Davis, and you could just finish it out. Ooh, Bills. Oh,
still got Waddle too.
No, I can. No, I took him out. But this is 2,500. Here we go.
I'll give you Waddle over the Bills.
Oh man, look at this. Look at this Buffalo 5-1 blowout lineup. This I might put in the millie. Keon Coleman, Josh Allen, Matt Prater kicking field goals, Bills defense dominating, Ray Davis in the game at the end to seal the deal. That's fire.
There you go.
If Ed Sheeran was here right now, if Ed Sheeran, the singer. Ed Sheeran? How do you say it?
I don't even know. That could be
if Ed Sheeran was here, Bobbywow, right now. Let's say he was in here with us in the room. He'd look at that lineup right now, and you know what he would say? He'd say, I see fire. I see fire.
Okay.
That's what he would say.
I like it.
Guys, a big happy birthday to Mr. 5 Cent in the chat.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. 5 Cent. Guys, remember as well that we appreciate those likes and subscribes and notification bells and whatever all the good stuff is. We want you to let us know who your favorite captain is for this slate. Are you going with chalk Josh Allen? Are you going to say, no, I'm going to be different. I'm going to play this guy, and let us know who it is and why. So if you're not going to play Josh H-Chan, who are you putting up there? Is it something else? Getting weird? Getting crazy? Cook? Let us know in the comment section below. Bobbywow and I will be back together again. This and every Friday at 5 p.m. for Tournament Tactics, where we break down the main slate. So make sure to check that out. In addition, guys, if you want to get signed up at DFS Army, you're not there yet, you haven't done it yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Get in there. Get signed up. We want you to be part of our team. Make sure you're in our Discord. All the conversations happening over there. DFSArmy.com. You can use my code GEEK, and it's a special code only for you guys. 10% off. Promo code GEEK. Yeah, and that's going to do it for this Showdown breakdown. Everybody, appreciate you being here. We will see you guys on Friday for Tournament Tactics. Helmets up, everyone. Good luck, and take care.